Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and any friends from beyond the binary, welcome to Software Cornwall's brief session this afternoon after lunch. Did we all enjoy our food? Come on, you could put a bit more energy into it than that. Did you enjoy your food? Are you having a good conference? That was a bit more muted than the food. You enjoyed the food more? Okay. So as some of you will know, I submitted a session for this conference and it was turned down. So, I am going to commandeer this session in the name of hip-hop. We're going to introduce you to some beats, rhymes, and unit tests. Because who wants serious stuff if we can rap and turn you into an 8-mile battle rap crowd, right?
I thought we were telling them who we were and what we're doing over the next year.
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah.
Okay. Who here has heard about Software Cornwall before? Fantastic. So Software Cornwall is a member network. We've got 93 members at the moment, and we do some amazing work around the county, pooling those members' resources in order to do some excellent stuff for the community. If you've been to this session in previous years, you will know that this is a bit of a tradition. Can you lock eyes with somebody else in the room that you are not sitting next to and come to the silent agreement that you're going to be getting up to something shortly? So lock eyes, find somebody in the room you're not next to. Has everyone found someone? Come on in, take a seat. So 2018 into 19 has been a brilliant year for Software Cornwall. In addition to the multiple awards that we've won, we've increased our membership to that 90-plus number, which is the highest it's ever been. We have launched an apprenticeship in partnership with Cornwall College, which will be starting in a couple of weeks' time, September. That's level 4. We've got a level 3 course, which the industry is supporting the development of, which will be starting the following year. And a lot of people in this room actually have contributed to that. So if you have, thank you very much. Our education program has had over 16,000 engagements with young people from around Cornwall and a little bit beyond. We've provided 300 work experience places, industry-relevant, industry-run work experience places for the next generation of tech talent. We've helped 109 people with additional needs to try digital tools and to see if the digital industry is for them. We have put 500 people through our weekend coding activity called Cornwall Tech Jam, which we are always looking for mentors for. If you were in Jordan's talk earlier today, you will know the importance of that. And we've also appeared at 50-plus careers fairs, which is quite a lot, really. There is, however, a few things that we as a community need to do in order to grow the industry over the next couple of years. There is a huge gap between the number of roles that are available in Cornwall and the number of people that there are to fill them, which brings me nicely back to our earlier point. We have some ideas about this, but hopefully you'll be able to generate some more. So that person that you locked eyes with, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to go up to them and discuss briefly what you as a pair think we as a community can do to encourage more young people to at least try digital and tech as a career. So just to engage with us on a weekend tech jam. So what can we do as a community to encourage the next generation into the industry? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to stand up and to discuss it with that person, and then we're going to come around and we're going to get some ideas for you, which will hopefully feed in to the next 12 months of our program. So, over to you. If you're not next to that person, on your feet. Oh, the energy you are all exhibiting is amazing. So, clarifying points, there are more roles available than there are people to fill them. 120,000 this year across the UK. I'm loving the buzz from everybody. So if you finish up your current point, and then we're going to come around and get some ideas from you. Does anybody want to volunteer to be the first one to say? Byron, was that you volunteering? So Byron, you are the technical lead of Bluefruit, I believe. What do you see as a potential solution to our discussion?
So one thing which I think would be good is to have an ongoing project that they work on at the tech jams, so something interesting, I don't know what, that people can come back to at a regular time and get involved. Roles. Okay,
so a bigger project that can incorporate more people and more skills. That's it. That goes on.
I've got a point here from Will.
Over to you.
Hi there, Cecile, Sunil, and me. Okay, thank you. We're thinking to work more with children at an earlier age in school, so to take them into the workplace. Coding is something you can actually do at an earlier age, I would say. And Sunil, was it? Yep, Sunil was also thinking that they could link it into their interests, so the social media functionality, like Snapchat, the things that they might use at an earlier age, so to link that in with getting kids at a younger age as possible into the sort of coding environment.
Do you mean like my age, or do you mean like 10-year-olds?
10-year-olds.
Cool.
Okay, so incorporate things they're already interested in the platforms they're using. Brilliant. We've got another point here.
Give some coding problems to resolve to the students in the colleges, so they'll get involved and they'll give their ideas. So younger brains get more ideas than the working people.
So would that work like companies set challenges for them?
Yeah. Yes.
Brilliant. Any more, Jordan?
I've got one here from Jodie.
Hi everyone, we were discussing the importance of breaking some myths, so going around schools, promoting the digital sector, trying to say, you're not constantly at your desk 24 hours typing away, there's a work-life balance, remote working, that side of things.
Thank you. Anyone else?
One right up at the back, Jordan, you can do the running.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Gautami, and we were just discussing, inspiration is my important thing. So I came into this software field. I'm a .NET developer by listening to many speakers who inspired me with their journey into the software field. So I think the next generation would be required something like this. If you keep put workshops and doing this kind of inspirational speeches, they will tend to think about it and come into this field.
Cool.
Fantastic. And we've got one final point from Nathan.
Thank you very much. Well, we were discussing the issue around mentors not being able to get to the venues and wondering if we could use digital technologies, video conferencing, so they could actually be part of it. We've got a camera at both ends, so that they can actually engage in those sessions without having to travel to the venues, which might be more difficult.
That's a really good idea. We won't use Zoom, though, no? So thank you very much. I know we haven't had a chance to get everybody's ideas, but what I would love for you to do is to open up your Twitter client, if you're on Twitter or any other social media, find us as Software Cornwall, and just tweet us and let us know what you think. If you don't want to do it publicly, you can send it as a private message, but it'd be really good to get those feedback. The items that we got from this session last year have mostly been implemented into our program now. So what you tell us will actually make a difference to us. To tell you a little bit more about the work that we have been doing over the last year or so, I'm going to hand you over to Robert for some more info.
Right, okay, thank you. So I've got 10 minutes to do this, which is actually slightly less than I normally get in a school. So my role is to go around all the schools in Cornwall and tell the students about Software Cornwall and the opportunities we have. A few weeks ago, I was asked to go to a school in Callington, and for the first time, they actually had parents there, which I don't normally get. So the talk I've got here is pretty much what I did there, but the whole idea was the parents are the biggest influencers of the children after the teachers. So if you can influence the parents, you can influence the children to do things. Jordan, I know, only came on the mission to Mars because she was forced by her parents, or your teacher suggested it, I believe.
I wasn't forced. My mum tagged me on a post on Facebook, and then
But she inspired it.
Yeah.
She was the instigator. So the parents were the instigators. Once there, we've got them. So that's the trick. So this was kind of based on that. So tech careers. Why Software Cornwall? Well, we're a group of companies, as you probably know, doing all kinds of stuff. And why we're doing this is a lack of available talent. This is why Software Cornwall was formed. And we've got a long-term vision. This is going to take a while to do. If you're talking to a 10-year-old, it's going to be 8 years or so before we can get to see them in our companies. So it's a long-term vision, not short-term. So who are Software Cornwall? So all these companies are part of us. I hope it's all up to date. This is what we are. This is what we do. You know, we get together, we network, kind of things like this. Meet everyone you meet in the group of companies, very friendly, great and easy to get on with. So, what do? We provide funding. We get hold of funding to improve the talent pipeline. We've formed the Iron Digital Academy, which is starting the apprenticeships, and the BTEC we're starting next year that Tony told you about. We're also doing CPD for businesses, getting the businesses that are part of Software Cornwall and maybe not part of Software Cornwall to improve their digital work. Providing the new courses, and then what Tony and I do, the education outreach. So we provide the tech jams once a month, and we're doing one tomorrow, despite having been here for the last 3 days. We have to have a tech jam here in Penwith tomorrow. We will be there doing that. We'll also be doing another one at the Apollo 50 celebrations at Goonhilly, Saturday of next week. We do workshops in schools. I go out with our rovers and our kit that we do on the tech jams, providing inspiration to the students in schools. The trick is to get into the schools. The assemblies, talking to an assembly like this, it's kind of unusual for me to talk to adults. I'm usually talking to 13 and 14, 15-year-olds. To actually have attentive adults listening to me is a little bit unusual for me. Careers fairs. You've got careers fairs where the students are coming around with their parents or not with their parents, coming up to you and chatting to you. And the careers carousels. Speed networking, speed dating. Small groups of children made to go around to table to table to table with other companies who are there chatting to you. A great way of getting the information over very short time. We do those. And the Mission to Mars work experience. You've been hearing a lot about that. I've got 6 minutes. Week-long work experience. Ours starts on Monday, the big one for Year 10 students for the next week. By Friday night, Tony and I will be ready to collapse because, as Jordan alluded to in our previous talk today, you are skipping like 7 teams, all trying to solve similar problems a different way with different code. And the whole idea is to help them develop their code, even if you know they're going up the wrong path. At least they know, how to create the code, but then they have to work it out themselves why it's not working. So you can't give them the answer. That's the trick. So we're doing that next week. We launched this, the Open Tech Challenge was launched on Wednesday this week. We had our first meeting, and the whole idea of this one, around the Southwest, there's nowhere for digital makers to meet together and chat, cross-pollinate ideas, meet people from the industry. The Open Tech Challenge, sponsored by Agile On The Beach and Cornwall Council. We launched this on Wednesday night here, our very first meeting. A few people turned up, it was really good, and they really got talking to each other and talking to people like yourselves who came along to see them. And there was one 11-year-old boy at the bottom right using Unity. He went from scratch to Unity, and we're amazed by the ability he can do. He is the kind of person we want to nurture. His mother was telling us sometimes he gets stumped. He gets stuck for 2 days and he's really frustrated. He can't solve it, but then he does. But what happens one day if he gets really stuck, really positively, and cannot solve it? If he doesn't have the support, that's it. He could give up and then go off and do something completely else instead. But as Jordan alluded in her talk, by having somebody in the industry you've met, you understand, you know how to contact. His mother can contact us, and we can then put him in touch with somebody who probably can help him. He knows the support is there. He was also concerned by the fact that, he could be turning up with like 100 people like you, all doing your digital making stuff. And he's only 11 years old. And he was a bit frustrated, a bit worried about it. But then I'd informed them beforehand that, we're expecting maybe 15 to turn up. And he went, oh, that's okay. And I said to him, well, yeah, but you're here now. You are part of our group. You know what it's like. You're gonna be the one with the advantage over the newbies who come next time. So he's now part of our community. And he comes to our tech jams already, but he was even still a little bit tense, a little bit nervous, but hopefully now he won't be. So next one. So why would any student want to work in the industry in Cornwall? Right, it's a growing industry. It's growing very quickly. Companies that are growing, you can move up with them. I've worked in Cornwall before, and the same managers, the same assistant managers were there the whole time, 10 years I was with the company. Because they didn't move up, I couldn't move up. It's stagnated, it's boring. Companies in Cornwall are growing, but they're only growing if they can find the staff, and this is where we come in. We're generating the new potential talent in the future. We need to keep doing that. It's a very well-paid job, as you probably all realise, but the average wage in Cornwall is much poorer than the rest of the country, about £5,000 per year less than the national average. So by working in the software industry, we can hope that students will be better, employees will be better paid. Students in the software industry will earn about £400 a week as an apprentice. And as I heard recently, they're selling the apprenticeships in the building industry at £150 a week. So why wouldn't you want to work in the software industry? You've read all the rest of it. And why would you want to work in Cornwall? You're close to your family. Most people live and work where they grew up. And also companies have told me when they get people in from outside of the county to come down, 12 months, 18 months later they leave. They don't like it here. They're not used to the rural atmosphere, the surfing lifestyle and things like that. They like the buzz and the drive and the noise of the city. But the students here in Cornwall, they live here already. They know what it's like. They can get a decent well-paid job. They can afford to live in Cornwall. It's a beautiful area. Everybody wants to live here. Why wouldn't you? But it's very difficult if you're local to pay for the accommodation, to pay all your bills. But if you're working in a well-paid industry, it's affordable. So learning progression. Obviously, you guys aren't going to be doing this kind of thing, but we can highlight to the students the learning progression you can go through. We've got a new apprenticeships. We've got the new BTEC coming on. We're trying to make sure that everyone can stay in Cornwall to learn, which in the past has been very difficult to do. And it's important, that we nurture them and can support them the whole way through in all kinds of manners. And Jordan here, I was asked at saying, could you show somebody, that's actually benefited from whatever we do? Jordan is a case in point. She started at 14 on a mission to Mars and is now starting as a fully fledged developer for Bluefruit. We need more Jordans. We need to inspire more students to bring them through to become our futures. And if you want to know anything about us, as I say to all the children, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. You want to see all the videos that of our students doing things, go and watch them. Just check us out on our website. If you want to join us, please do. And anything we do, we're a software industry. It's not on paper, it's on a computer. Thank you. 1 minute left. Yes.